and good morning from a little park by the coast here next to Hiroshima. And as you can see, the short season has officially started here, which I'm quite happy about, but I'm also afraid of the hot and humid Japanese summer that is just lurking in the background, ready to jump on us. But yeah. Anyway, today I am shooting with a new lens. It's the 24-50 f2.8 Voyager lens from Thypoch. This lens is very interesting to me for a few reasons. One of them is it's not only a Thypoch first zoom lens, but it's also their first autofocus lens. So it will be interesting to see how it performs, but so far so good. I've been testing it a bit at home and when I was out with family last week. It's quite convincing so far. And the other reason that this lens is interesting to me is the zoom range, because it goes only from 24 to 50. So it's kind of a shorter all-purpose zoom lens. Still, it gives you access to 28, 35 and 50, which are my three favorite focal lengths, and all of them at f2.8 in a pretty compact and small package. As you can see, it's on the A7C II right now, and I usually like to have zoom lens paired to my bigger body, the A7 IV, but interestingly, it's just light enough and built so that it balances well with a smaller body like the A7C II, so I'm pretty pleased by that. I think officially it will be somewhere between 420, 430 grams. I don't remember exactly the exact figures, but it's pretty light for a zoom lens that gives you access to this amount of specific focal lengths at f2.8. This video will be today and tomorrow shooting with this lens, giving my impression and what I liked about it. Also, as usual, trying to develop a little bit and talk about specific photos. And yeah. We are back in some sort of a routine. My wife started to work again, so I decided that Monday and Tuesdays will be my shooting days, while the rest of the week until Friday will be for admin and editing, because I need a lot of time to edit all the photos and these videos for YouTube. But anyway, that's just some personal stuff that you're probably not interested about. So yeah, let's go shoot. I just found this very neat composition with this pole here and the island in the background. You have the beach and the water, and I'm careful about the composition here and what I'm trying to do. I mean, now it's not the best timing to explain that because there's a boat passing by, but basically I managed to put this pole right between this island and this one here. There's a little gap, which makes this composition a lot more intentional, clean, because if, for example, I was coming here, you see the pole is just overlapping and crossing the island in the background, which I find just look less good.
Deixa que o amor invade a porta da tua casa. Deixa que o carinho seja o beijo de uma flor. Deixa que o amor invade a porta da tua casa. Deixa que o carinho seja o beijo de uma flor. Desde pequenino que eu sei que o amor é cura. Amolece a dor, ingratidão.
A pretty cool little storage building with the light hitting just a little portion of it, but I mean, it's bright enough to have a pretty balanced exposure, I guess. We have the beautiful greens, fresh greens from the month of May here in Japan. And it's been a while since we haven't got such a blue sky, because recently the weather was good, but there was some sort of what they call kosa, so there was some sort of sand and dust in the air for a good few weeks. So yeah, it's good to see how clean and sharp the sky is right now. I don't typically shoot photos at 24mm, but here is a situation where it would work pretty nice, because the subject of this photo would be, this rock formation here at the center of the frame, and all these little rocks that leads to it adds so much texture. So using a wide field of view lets me incorporate a lot of them in the frame, which I think is more interesting than having just a tight look on really just that. So yeah, I captured one vertically, and I think vertically portrait orientation is the way to go, because I can really have a lot of these rocks in the foreground. So, oh, there's a bird now. I should have taken the shot, but yeah, it's already pretty good like that. Here we have a pretty typical Japanese scene, but what makes it work even better is like this truck, Coca-Cola is red. You have the beautiful green from the big tree in the background. So complementary colors, beautiful light coming from the side. So yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Desde pequenino que eu sei que o amor perdura, basta ter carinho e compreensão. Basta ter carinho e compreensão. Basta ter carinho e compreensão.
If you watch some reviews and videos about the Sony 24-50, you would have heard a lot of people either complaining or praising the fact that that lens is the smallest, so the more compact at 50mm, while it opens up and it gets longer the more you zoom out to reach like 24mm. And the interesting thing with the Thypoch lens is that it's not the opposite, it's actually something different and I think better in my opinion, is that all the zooming is done internally. So the lens is not getting smaller or bigger. And I mean, for the video shooters, like the people with their gimbal, they will be happy because like the weight will be roughly the same at all focal lengths. So they won't have to rebalance their whole setup every time they change the focal length. But in my case, it's not very important because I'm not a videographer and I'm definitely not using a gimbal in my usual workflow. But still, I find this feature very good because it's almost like making you forget that you're using a zoom lens. So you become a bit more intentional with your focal length choice. It's like you see a scene, and if your lens was set to 35, for example, which in my case is often the case because I just love 35mm, I'm more drawn to actually try this scene at 35, move a bit more my body before relying on the zoom and trying to see if the scene works better either at 24 or at 50mm. So it really makes you feel like you have a set of prime lenses available in just one lens, because you don't have this weird position where the lens barrel is extended or retracted that just reminds you that you have all this focal length range and that you can just zoom in and out. So yeah, just a bit more intentionality in your work with like this lens, and I like that. This right here is almost worthy of being a wallpaper of like Windows XP. This beautiful, almost like a fake looking cloud, the blue sky. I wish like the, I don't know, like the island was a bit darker in this whole frame, but that can be maybe enhanced a bit in post, but otherwise like it's a pretty clean, idyllic kind of landscape. Obviously what I like here is the contrast and the combination of like the torii with like the sea behind in the background. And what makes this one even better is the fact that there is this boat here right in the center, and it's nicely separated from like these probably oysters collecting things, and tree here, so it's not overlapping with anything. It's still a bit small in the final frame, I guess. I'll have to see how it looks once I have the file in the computer, but just adding that little piece of information, of detail to show even more this kind of sea, coastal town kind of scene. second shooting day of the week, 2 in a row, which doesn't really happen very often when I'm not traveling. But like I said yesterday, my new routine will hopefully have every week, like 2 days, like Monday, Tuesday shooting. So it feels good to be in the momentum, and not questioning the fact of going out to shoot. I don't even look at the weather forecast. Just picked up my camera that is still paired to the Thypoch 24-50 Voyager lens. I have a restricted time to shoot. I came here, it was already about 10 a.m. and I will leave somewhere around 3. It's gonna be broad daylight all the time. So I'm kind of thinking of shooting in a street photography kind of way, somewhere between 28, 35mm, f8, f11, because we have plenty of light, and try to catch interesting moments. So yeah, beginning of day 2. Mentioning street photography reminded me that it might be relevant to have a word on the autofocus of this lens, because as I said, it's the first autofocus lens from Thypoch, and really I have nothing to report. It performs well. Already when I first got the lens, it was working well, catching the eye of my daughter playing around the apartment. But since then, they've also provided me with a software update, so it was very easy to put that in the lens, and it works even better because I noticed that before the software update, it struggled a little bit when I put the focusing box somewhere closer to the corners. It was a bit more hesitant, but now it seems to be very fast and locking on everything, regardless of the position of your focus points in the frame. So yeah, for a first autofocus lens, it's very good, I guess. And just like that, it's already 2 p.m. So I didn't talk a lot to the camera to explain a bit my thought process today on this second day, because I was just kind of busy and focusing on taking photos with so many people around. So yeah, not the best conditions to explain some photos on location. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy with some photos I took when the tide was low, and you could go closer to the pillar of this big torii gate, and I was playing with the pillars, trying to make little frames where there was some subjects, some people, even one I think with a bird. So yeah, I think they will turn out quite decent. I hope so. Overall, I really like this lens. I will display probably the price on the screen. I don't remember exactly, but it seems to be a pretty good deal if you compare to the competition in this small, short zoom range, all-purpose zoom lenses. It has an aperture ring that is very nicely done. It's tight, it feels secure and confident, and yeah, it's very satisfying to turn it around. And I have to say that since I got the Fujifilm X-1.6, I rely a little bit more on the aperture ring on the lens. When it's available, I use it more than before, because before I was just relying on the dials on the camera body. But I like to have it on the lens because it makes one more reason to not look at your camera, so you stay focused. You can just have a quick glance at the lens to check your aperture without having to look at the screen, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think it has also a custom button, an AF/MF switch, so you have everything you need, and it feels very well built. So Yeah, I think I can only recommend it. I think I will shoot with this lens on a regular basis, even after this video that was kind of agreed with Thypoch, because it's just a very good lens. And I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.